First, it's really good to get back home. Obviously, five-week road trip is not ideal, but I'm proud of our players. I'm proud of how they've handled the last 5 weeks. I think we've grown. We've gotten better. Haven't been as consistent as we wanted to be, but being able to get back home today, I saw a lot of growth in our players. I thought this was one of our better games that we've played on both ends of the floor. I really liked the balance offensively. I thought we had a lot of players step up and do a lot of different things today. So a good win over a very tough, competitive opponent that never quits in Lipscomb today. So a good win to go into Christmas.
Questions? Okay, and then, in the third and fourth quarter, you guys really opened things up. Just talk about how you guys were able to stretch that lead out.
Well, that's been part of our inconsistency is the third quarter. We haven't been coming out of halftime with enough focus on both ends of the floor. I thought our players were very attuned to that today. I thought they really tried to change some things. I thought we shot the ball decently well from the three. We were 43% from the three in the third quarter. So whenever you make shots, that always helps. And then I thought we started to get some stops and be able to get out in transition and do some things. Also, we finally started getting to the free throw line. We talked about that at halftime. We had only gotten to the free throw line 5 times at halftime, and that's a big part of our game. And I thought we started to get a little more aggressive and a little bit more in attack mode. So a solid third quarter, but overall a solid 4 quarters.
And the only other thing I noticed, you had 14 turnovers, but you're still able to get the big win. How do you kind of how did you combat that?
Well, I think we only had 12, and 12 turnovers for us is pretty. 12 turnovers for us is pretty good. So, anytime we can get under 14, 12 turnovers, we're pleased with that. So, I also love the fact as you look down here. Anacia, we had several people that were very close to double-doubles.
Right.
Obviously, Anacia had a double-double with 16 points and 11 boards. Kenzie was right there with 11 points and 8 rebounds. Akia Harris's stat line, if it could look like this every night, well, you can't get much better at the point guard position. She had 11 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists, and only 1 turnover. That's very impressive. Keisha Brady had 7 offensive boards, 10 rebounds. Jordan was in double figures. I thought Abby Buckner came in and gave us a huge lift off of the bench, and I just really loved the way that she responded and played today. Megan Clark came in and gave us some really good minutes. I could go down the list.
Yeah.
We had a lot of players that stepped up and did some really good things today.
Anacia, from your standpoint, what was working on offense? What were y'all doing well?
Just getting it inside out. They were doubling down on the post, so whenever I didn't have a chance to make a move, I was able to kick out. My guards were able to shoot, so I come in there a lot.
Yeah, and the fact that we had 17 offensive boards, for us, offensive rebounding period has been an area that we've needed to improve steadily. We're improving on that. Now we just got to get consistent with it. But anytime you can have 17 offensive boards in a day, that's what we talked about. We couldn't let them have, one of our emphasis was second and third effort, because those kids are going to have it. Those Lipscomb kids fight hard. They've got some injuries right now, but they are still battling and scrapping and are in every single game. And so we knew that we had to have second and third effort today, and I thought we had that across the board. I liked our bench play. I just really liked our approach to this game today. And normally you worry about this game right before Christmas, but none of us, including our players, were happy with the way we played at Western Carolina on Tuesday night, and I think we've had their full attention all week, and they were very intense and focused on going into the Christmas break on a positive note.
Anacia, how good was it to finally be back in front of the home crowd again?
It felt really good. Being away, it's not us. We had to find a way to fight and get back to playing to our game. When we got back home, it felt really good to be in front of our fans.
Coach, pretty much the same question. The schedule was so away loaded. How great was it to finally be back in front of the home crowd again?
Well, first of all, I hope we will make sure that never happens again. And it was not intended like that. You know, scheduling is a very difficult thing, and we got put in a tough situation late, and where there was supposed to have been a home game, it ended up having to be a road game. But hey, you got to deal with that. You know, it's life, it's adversity, and I think we've gotten stronger, and I think we've gotten better for it, and I think we haven't been able to band-aid a lot of things because we have been on the road. Whereas if you're at home, you know, usually you're going to shoot a little bit better, you're going to be a little more comfortable. Well, all of our band-aids have been ripped off, and it's allowed us the last 5 weeks to really have to work on some things. And I think we know our strengths, I think we know our weaknesses and the areas that we got to get better going into conference play. And so for that, while, you know, we were a little weary, I think in the end, I think it's going to make us better. And I thought we had a great crowd today, and just felt so good to, number one, sleep in our beds, on our own beds last night, and to be back in front of our